Love is not just words, but consistent actions. When someone truly loves you, their behavior will reflect commitment, care, and respect. Love is one of the most profound experiences in life, yet it is often misunderstood. Many people confuse love with temporary emotions, grand gestures, or poetic words. But the real essence of love is found in what a person consistently does. Love is not a feeling that fades in and out based on circumstances. It is a daily choice, an intentional effort to honor and nurture another person. When someone truly loves you, their actions will reflect it. You will not have to guess, wonder, or beg for their attention. Love is visible in how they show up, how they prioritize you, how they protect the connection, and how they respond in moments of difficulty. True love does not fluctuate based on convenience. It remains steady even when life becomes challenging. The problem many people face is that they become attached to words rather than actions. Someone may say, "I love you," but words without action are empty. A person who truly loves you will demonstrate that love consistently. They will make time for you, listen to you, support you, and seek to understand you. They will not treat you as an afterthought or only show affection when it benefits them. Commitment is a cornerstone of love. Love is not just about the good times. It is about how someone chooses to stay present and engaged even when circumstances are not ideal. A person who loves you will not run away at the first sign of difficulty. They will not abandon the relationship when conflicts arise. Instead, they will be willing to work through challenges, communicate openly, and find solutions rather than avoid problems. Care is another essential aspect of love. When someone loves you, they will be attentive to your well-being. They will care about your feelings, your struggles, and your dreams. They will make an effort to support you emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Love is not selfish. It considers the needs and desires of the other person. If someone claims to love you but consistently disregards your feelings, dismisses your concerns, or makes everything about themselves, then their love is shallow at best. Respect is one of the greatest demonstrations of love. You cannot truly love someone without respecting them. Respect is seen in how a person speaks to you, how they treat your boundaries, and how they handle disagreements. The person who loves you will never belittle you, manipulate you, or make you feel small. They will value your opinions, honor your feelings, and treat you with kindness, even when they do not fully agree with you. Many relationships fail because people prioritize words over actions. They become enamored with promises that never materialize into real effort. They hold on to potential instead of reality. They excuse mistreatment because of past moments of affection, rather than evaluating how consistently love is demonstrated. But real love does not require you to constantly prove your worth. It does not leave you feeling anxious or uncertain. It does not make you wonder where you stand. Love is demonstrated in both small and big moments. It is found in simple acts of kindness, checking in on you, remembering small details about you, supporting your growth, and being emotionally present. It is in the way someone prioritizes you, not just in words, but in their daily actions. If a person claims to love you but only shows up when it is convenient for them, that is not true love. That is convenience. One of the biggest indicators of true love is consistency. Anyone can be kind and affectionate for a short time, but real love is proven through sustained effort over time. It is easy for someone to be charming in the beginning, but love is revealed in how they treat you when the initial excitement fades. Do they still prioritize you? Do they still listen to you? Do they still invest in the relationship? Love that is inconsistent is not truly love. It is emotional dependency, infatuation, or selfish attachment. Many people stay in relationships where love is not truly present because they hold on to the words rather than evaluating the actions. They believe in what someone says rather than what they do. But if love is real, it will be evident in how they treat you every single day. It will not be something that disappears when it is inconvenient. It is also important to understand that love is not just about receiving. It is about giving. Many people focus on whether or not they are being loved, but fail to evaluate how they themselves love others. Love is not just about finding someone who treats you well. It is about being the kind of person who loves with integrity, honesty, and selflessness. If you want a love that is genuine, you must also be willing to give that same level of care, commitment, and respect. True love does not manipulate. It does not use guilt or fear to control another person. It does not play games or create unnecessary drama. Real love fosters a safe and secure environment where both people feel valued and understood. Love also requires emotional maturity. Many people enter relationships without fully understanding what love requires. They believe that love is only about passion and excitement, but love is much deeper than that. It requires patience, sacrifice, and the ability to handle disagreements with grace. A person who truly loves you will not walk away over minor misunderstandings. They will communicate rather than withdraw, and they will seek resolution rather than trying to win arguments. One of the most damaging lies people believe is that love alone is enough. Love is powerful, but it must be accompanied by effort, integrity, and action. Relationships fail not because love is absent, but because commitment, effort, and respect are lacking. Another sign of true love is the willingness to grow together. A person who loves you will want to see you thrive. They will support your dreams, encourage your personal development, and push you toward your highest potential. Love is not meant to hold you back or keep you stagnant. If someone truly loves you, they will celebrate your successes, not feel threatened by them. On the other hand, someone who constantly criticizes you, discourages you, or tries to control your growth is not acting in love. True love wants the best for the other person. It does not try to diminish or suppress them. Self-love is also crucial. Many people settle for relationships where they are not valued because they do not recognize their own worth. If you do not love yourself, you will accept behaviors that you do not deserve. But when you understand your value, you will refuse to settle for love that is inconsistent, conditional, or manipulative. Self-love teaches you to walk away from people who treat you as an option. It teaches you to set boundaries and demand respect. It teaches you that love should not be something that drains you, but something that enriches your life. One of the biggest tests of love is how someone treats you when things are not perfect. Do they still show up when you are struggling? Do they still respect you when they are upset? Do they still prioritize you when life gets busy? Real love is not just about how someone treats you in the good times. It is about how they treat you when things are difficult. At the core of love is a deep sense of responsibility. Love is not just about how someone makes you feel. It is about how they care for you, how they honor you, and how they protect the connection. It is about consistently choosing to invest in the relationship even when emotions fluctuate. If you find yourself questioning whether someone loves you, pay attention to their actions. Do they follow through on their words? Do they prioritize you in a way that makes you feel valued? Do they treat you with care and respect? Love that is real will never leave you in a state of confusion. In the end, love is not just something we feel, it is something we do. It is a commitment to care, to protect, to nurture, and to respect. And when love is real, it will always be proven through actions, not just words. Ignoring you is a choice, and it often reveals a lack of true investment in the relationship, whether romantic, platonic, or professional. People make time for what they truly value. When someone consistently ignores you, it is not because they are too busy, nor is it an accident. It is a decision they have made, whether consciously or unconsciously. Understanding this truth is the key to freeing yourself from the emotional weight of confusion, self-doubt, or unnecessary attachment to those who do not genuinely reciprocate your effort and presence. Many people make excuses for those who ignore them. They justify the lack of communication by saying maybe they are just overwhelmed, or they'll reach out when they have time. While it is true that everyone has responsibilities and distractions in life, it is equally true that no one is too busy for someone they truly value. The person who ignores you is making a statement, even if they never say the words out loud. You are not a priority to them. This truth is painful, but it is also liberating. It removes the guesswork. It stops you from waiting for texts that will never come, from over-analyzing silence, from believing that if you try harder, they will care more. It forces you to confront reality instead of living in a hopeful illusion. When someone values you, they will make the effort to communicate, to check in, to make sure you know you matter. Silence is an answer, and it is often the clearest answer of all. Some people believe that love, friendship, or loyalty means they should always wait, always be understanding, always be the one to reach out. But relationships should never be one-sided. If you are the only one making an effort, if you are the only one initiating, checking in, or trying to maintain a connection, you are not in a mutual relationship. You are engaging in self-sacrifice for someone who does not reciprocate. And that is not love, that is not friendship, that is not respect. That is emotional labor being done for someone who has already shown you through their actions, or lack of them, that they do not feel the same way. People often assume that ignoring someone is a passive act, but in reality, it is one of the loudest actions a person can take. It communicates disinterest, indifference, or even silent rejection. And when you recognize this, you are faced with a choice. Do you continue to chase after those who dismiss you, or do you respect yourself enough to walk away from those who do not value you? You do not need to beg for attention. You do not need to keep reaching out to someone who never reaches back. You do not need to exhaust yourself trying to prove your worth to someone who refuses to see it. Because the truth is, the right people, the ones who truly love, respect, and appreciate you, will never make you feel in. There is power in realizing that people's actions speak louder than their words. Someone can say they care, they miss you, they love you, but if their actions do not align with those words, then those words mean nothing. A person who truly values you will not ignore you, because love, care, and respect require presence. They require engagement, they require effort, and yet many people stay attached to those who ignore them, believing that their love, patience, or persistence will eventually be rewarded. They tell themselves that if they just hold on a little longer, things will change. But love is not something you should have to beg for. Attention should not have to be earned. Respect should not be conditional. The people meant for you will never leave you questioning your worth. Ignoring someone is also a form of silent communication. Sometimes people ignore others not because they do not care, but because they want to manipulate, control, or assert power in a relationship. They believe that by withholding attention, they can create insecurity, dependence, or an emotional reaction. This is a common tactic in unhealthy relationships, where one person seeks to maintain dominance over the other by making them feel unimportant or uncertain. But love is not about control. A healthy connection does not require games, tests, or emotional punishment. When someone ignores you, they are revealing who they truly are and how they truly feel. The person who ignores you while still claiming to care about you is not confused. They are simply not invested enough to act. And that is all the clarity you need. It is also important to recognize that your worth is not tied to how others treat you. If someone ignores you, it is a reflection of their priorities, not your value. Many people internalize rejection as a statement about their self-worth, but the truth is that how someone treats you is a reflection of them, not of you. The person who ignores you is showing you their level of maturity, their emotional availability, and their ability to maintain meaningful connection. Instead of taking it personally, take it as a lesson. There is also a deeper aspect to being ignored that must be acknowledged. Sometimes people ignore you because they know they can no longer manipulate or control you. When you begin to set boundaries, prioritize yourself, and refuse to tolerate toxic behavior, some people will withdraw their attention not because you did something wrong, but because they can no longer use you. This is one of the most powerful shifts you can experience. When you stop accepting the bare minimum, some people will walk away, and that is a blessing in disguise. The moment you stop chasing, stop begging, stop trying to prove yourself to those who refuse to see you, the moment you reclaim your self-worth is the moment you step into your power. Because real love, real friendship, and real respect will never require you to sacrifice your dignity. Ignoring is also a form of prioritization. The person who ignores you is making time for something or someone else, and that is okay. Let them go. The people who are meant for you will never require you to fight for a place in their lives. Instead of focusing on those who ignore you, focus on those who celebrate you. Focus on those who check in, who reach out, who appreciate your presence without needing to be reminded of your worth. These are the people who deserve your energy. These are the relationships that should be nurtured. It is also important to understand that sometimes you are the one who must choose to ignore certain people, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. There are people in your life who drain your energy, who bring negativity, who refuse to grow, who constantly make excuses for their mistreatment of you. You do not owe anyone your time, your effort, or your emotional investment if they have proven time and time again that they do not value you. Ignoring is a powerful choice, and just as someone else's choice to ignore you reveals their true priorities, your choice to ignore toxic, manipulative, or unreciprocated relationships reveals your self-worth. You do not need to respond to every message. You do not need to explain yourself to people who refuse to understand. You do not need to keep doors open for people who have already walked away. At the end of the day, love, friendship, and relationships are about mutual effort. If someone truly values you, they will never put you in a position where you have to question your worth. They will never make you feel like an afterthought. They will never disappear without explanation, only to reappear when it is convenient for them. The key is to stop chasing those who do not choose you and start investing in those who do. The right people, the ones who are meant to be in your life, will always make time for you. They will never ignore you, dismiss you, or make you feel insignificant. They will show up, they will be consistent, they will prove through their actions that you matter. And that is what true love, true friendship, and true connection are all about. Recognizing genuine love and detaching from those who take you for granted allows you to build healthier, more fulfilling connections. Too often, people remain in relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or even professional, where their value is overlooked and their presence is taken for granted. They give endlessly, hoping that one day the other person will realize their worth, only to find themselves feeling drained, unappreciated, and emotionally depleted. But the truth is, love is not meant to be a struggle for recognition. Real love sees you, acknowledges you, and reciprocates your efforts without hesitation. Genuine love is intentional. It does not require you to constantly prove yourself. It does not demand that you diminish your needs just to maintain a connection. It does not leave you feeling uncertain, questioning where you stand, or wondering if you are enough. Love in its truest form is not something you should have to fight for. It flows naturally, effortlessly, and consistently. It is a connection that does not require you to beg for time, attention, or validation. One of the biggest traps that people fall into is believing that love must be earned. They think that if they are more patient, more understanding, or more forgiving, the other person will finally see their worth. But love is not something that should require endless waiting. If someone truly loves you, they will show it not just in words, but in their actions. They will make an effort to be present, to listen, to support, and to uplift you. But when someone takes you for granted, they do the opposite. They assume that you will always be there, no matter how they treat you. They grow comfortable in your kindness, using it as an excuse to neglect the relationship. They become complacent, knowing that you will continue to show up, to give, to care, even when they do nothing in return. And this is where many people lose themselves. They become so focused on proving their love that they forget to demand the same in return. Detaching from those who take you for granted is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-respect. It is choosing to no longer invest in relationships that drain you rather than fulfill you. It is understanding that love should be a source of strength, not a cause of suffering. When you recognize that you deserve to be valued, you stop settling for connections that make you feel invisible. The moment you decide to walk away from those who take you for granted, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for someone to appreciate you. Stop justifying their neglect. You stop making excuses for their lack of effort. Instead, you shift your focus to relationships that are built on mutual care, respect, and appreciation. There is freedom in realizing that you do not need to hold on to people who do not see your worth. Many times people fear letting go because they believe that if they just hold on a little longer, things will change. But love is not about waiting for someone to wake up and realize your value. Love is about choosing those who already do. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life is to surround yourself with people who cherish you, not just in moments of convenience, but in every season of your life. When you detach from those who take you for granted, you create space for those who genuinely appreciate you. You begin to build connections that nourish your soul rather than drain your spirit. You align yourself with relationships that are based on mutual effort, where love is given freely rather than rationed out in small, inconsistent doses. Detachment is not just about walking away, it is about setting a standard for how you deserve to be treated. It is about refusing to settle for less than you give. It is about honoring yourself enough to say, I will not continue to pour into relationships that do not pour into me. People often mistake detachment for indifference, but they are not the same. Indifference is the absence of care, while detachment is the presence of self-worth. It is choosing not to waste your energy on people who do not reciprocate your love, not because you do not care, but because you care about yourself enough to walk away. It is important to understand that when you start detaching from those who take you for granted, some people will not like it. They will become angry, confused, or even attempt to guilt trip you into staying. This is because they benefited from your presence without having to put in the work to maintain the relationship. They were comfortable knowing that no matter how little effort they put in, you would always be there. But when you remove yourself from that dynamic, you disrupt their comfort. You force them to confront the reality that love and attention are not guaranteed. They must be earned and reciprocated. People who truly value you will never put you in a position where you have to question your worth. They will never make you feel like an option, an afterthought, or a convenience. They will never take your kindness as a given, assuming that they can neglect you without consequence. Genuine love is mindful, appreciative, and intentional. It does not take advantage of your presence, it cherishes it. When you detach from those who take you for granted, you also begin to experience a profound sense of peace. No longer do you carry the emotional weight of one-sided relationships. No longer do you feel the frustration of giving to those who only take. No longer do you feel the exhaustion of trying to hold together connections that were never meant to last. Instead, you step into a season of self-fulfillment, where your energy is invested in people and spaces that genuinely uplift and appreciate you. Recognizing genuine love is one of the greatest acts of wisdom you can cultivate. It allows you to differentiate between those who truly care for you and those who only keep you around for their convenience. It teaches you to value actions over words, consistency over occasional affection, and effort over empty promises. It empowers you to set boundaries that protect your heart, ensuring that your love is given to those who truly deserve it. The key to building fulfilling connections is to surround yourself with those who recognize your worth. These are the people who celebrate your presence, who make an effort to show up for you, who pour into you just as much as you pour into them. These are the relationships that are built to last, the ones that stand the test of time because they are founded on genuine care, mutual respect, and unwavering appreciation. Letting go of those who take you for granted is not a loss. It is a gain. It is a step toward a life where you are surrounded by people who truly see you, value you, and cherish you. It is a declaration that you will no longer settle for relationships that leave you feeling unseen and unappreciated. It is a commitment to honoring yourself, your worth, and your heart. When you start prioritizing yourself, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. You will attract relationships that align with your values, your standards, and your capacity to love. And most importantly, you will experience a depth of connection that is fulfilling, meaningful, and truly deserving of who you are. The power to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships begins with you. It begins with the decision to no longer entertain those who take your presence for granted. It begins with the courage to walk away from anything that does not honor your worth. And it begins with the understanding that love, real, lasting, and fulfilling love, will never require you to settle for less than you deserve.